Hello and welcome to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 320. I have a lot of things to show to you today. So let's get started with finished objects. I finished the virus shawl. Here it is. And it's pretty long. I mean, you could wear it in the front like so. And it goes down to about my belly button. So it works this way, but you can also wear it over the shoulders like this, and you can see there's plenty for it to hang over your shoulders. So it works well either way. This was made with shawl in a ball, and the color was Prism, and I absolutely love this color. I could wear a lot of things with it. And it has purple. It has purple and it has that turquoisey color. I am going to be selling this at a craft fair. So if you're interested, somebody did ask me where the pattern came from. This is the virus shawl. It is a free pattern. I have a tutorial for it, but I also have, and I will, if you click the link right here, that will take you to the tutorial. Fiber Spider also has a good tutorial for this, but it is a free pattern. So yeah, you can actually download the pattern yourself if you want to. This was exactly one skein of shawl in a ball to make it this size. So that is finished project number 1. Finished project number 2 is I finished the 3 bunnies that a lady had commissioned me to make for her grandsons for Easter. So they have already sold and they're already gone, but I did take a picture of them before I sent them off to their new little homes. So I'm going to insert a picture here so you can see what the final product looked like. So as you saw, I had 2 little gray bunnies and a little chocolate bunny, which was perfect for Easter. So those are on their way to their new little houses. So I was happy the lady liked them, so that all worked out well. Then I have some works in progress that I'm going on. So we will get started first with my mitered square sweater cardigan. I'm not sure which it's going to be. I started on a 2nd row. I don't remember if I'd started this last week or not, but the bottom row here is my 2nd row. So I've done quite a bit. I have 4 more squares to go across to have a complete 2nd row. So this will be the portion that goes across the top or the back if this turns into a cardigan. So I haven't quite decided. I'm leaning more towards cardigan, but we'll see. So that's where I am at with that so far. And then, let's see, now we'll go to a crocheted project. I started a new crochet project since I finished the virus sweater, or the virus shawl. So this is called, it's Patton's Grace is the name of the pattern. It is a free pattern and it is a V-neck short-sleeved pullover. So this is what it looks like. It's all done in the shell stitch. And the yarn I am using, here it is here. This is Lion Brand Comfy Cotton Blend, and it is, it's 7 ounces or 200 grams. It's 392 yards, which is 358 meters. It's 50% cotton, 50% polyester. I have used this yarn for a bath mat, not this particular color, bath mat. I've made dish rags out of it. It works great because it doesn't tend, I mean, the one I've got is called Cafe au Lait, and it is finally starting to fade out a little bit from all of my washing with the dishwashing, but it holds its shape well. The one that I have made for a bath mat, I've had it several years and washed it, you know, numerous times. It still looks as good as the day I made it. So I really like this yarn. I will say the only thing I don't like about it, it's not a real tight twist on it. So it does tend to be a little splitty, but it's not horrible. The crochet hook I am using is a 3.5 millimeter, so I'm not sure what that is in the US size. I tend to go by the millimeters. So anyway, it is a 3 3.5. I keep thinking it's a D. I could be totally wrong, but anyway, I think it's a D. But I'm going to stick a picture in of what the pattern looks like so you can see. It's really cute, and it's just a very simple 4-piece sweater. So you do the front, and then you do the back, and then you attach the sleeves, and you sew the whole thing together. Why they didn't do the front and back together to crochet in the round until you got to the underarms, I'm not sure, because you do start from the bottom up, but I don't know. They didn't. I'm following the instructions. So this is the front, because you do the front first, and it has a V-neck. I'm going to keep an eye on how low the V is, because I don't like low-cut sweaters, so the V might be a little less. So we'll play that by ear. But I'll insert a picture so you can see what it looks like. So the last project I am working on is my colorwork sweater. This is the Flax Light by Tin Can Knits, which is also a free pattern. It does not have the colorwork on it, and it is traditionally, in the pattern, it's long sleeved. I'm making it short sleeved, and I put some colorwork, and I'm making up the colorwork as I go. And I am on the last row before I separate for the sleeves. So here is what it looks like. And of course, it's the same all the way around. So there it is. It has raglan sleeves, so which means that the seams for the sleeves are built right in here. So this portion where the sleeves are will just get put on stitch holders, and then you continue on with the body, and then you come back and do the sleeves. But in this case, I won't be doing too much more on the sleeves because they're short sleeved. So the yarn I am using for this is some yarn from Knit Crate that I got several years ago. The pink is called Sandstone. I don't remember what the fuchsia color is. It's kind of a cranberry-ish color. Cranberry fuchsia? I don't know. There it is. And it's up against this. But this one is called Sandstones. It is a 50, both of them are the same yarn, just two different colors. It is a 50% superwash merino, 30% linen, and 20% silk. It is a fingering weight, and there's 400 yards per skein, and I had a total of 5 skeins. So I'm going to have some of this left over. So, yeah, so anyway, that is what this is. It's a Vitalana, and it was called Linen Jewel. Of course, Knit Crate's out of business anymore, so glad I got the yarn while I had the choice to, or the chance to. So I am going to start one other big-ish type of project, and that's going to be an Afghan. So let me get the yarn. It's sitting over here. So let me get the yarn, and I'll show you what I'm going to be making. For the craft fairs, I am going to be making an Afghan. Now I am going to knit this because it'll go a little bit further, but this is Pound of Love by Lion Brand, and it's huge, as you can see. It's like bigger than my head, and it is a 4-ply, which is, or a 4-weight, which is worsted weight. It is 16 ounces. There are 1,020 yards, or 932 meters, in this ball of yarn, and this particular color is called Umber. And there you can see it, and that's pretty true to color. It's kind of a goldeny brown. It is very soft. I've made a sweater out of this that was in carnation pink before. So yeah, I am going to knit with larger needles a Afghan out of this for the craft fair. And I picked this up for $5 at a recycle place for crafts. It's up, when I went with my ladies from church, we went on a shopping spree. We always hit this place. It's called the Art of Recycle. It's in Ephrata, Pennsylvania, and we stopped there, and I got this skein of yarn. Now, I'm not positive, but I'm thinking that this is also Pound of Love. Just my guess. It looks like it, it feels like it, it's large like it. So it looks like maybe somebody has used some of it, because it's not quite as big as this, and the ball band is missing. But Yeah, I'm thinking that's what this is. So this might get made into an Afghan. It's pretty. It's an off-white with like a sheen color to it. I might make it into that, or I might make it into a shawl for the craft fair. I'm not sure with this what I'm going to do, but the other one will be made into a Afghan, and I will knit that on larger needles. I'll probably use like US 9 or 10s, just to make it go faster. It won't be a tight woven Afghan, but I've made one with some cables with that same weight yarn before, and I used that size needle, and it worked out fine. So I think that's what I'm going to do with it. Now the other thing I worked on this week, now this shawl you will recognize, I think I've worn it before, but this is a shawl that was made from yarn that Yoka Shorman-Nagel and I, who lives in the Netherlands, she also has a YouTube channel. She and I exchanged yarn for a yarn advent calendar a couple years ago, and if you watch this past year's yarn advent calendar, the little lighthouse packets that I pulled the yarn out from, that was what these were originally in. So this Afghan, or this shawl, is huge. I mean, it's a good sized, it sits on my chair all the time, and I sit in the living room and I just wrap it around me anytime I sit down there. But I thought, you know, it's so big, I wonder what would happen if I intentionally shrunk it a little bit. So that's what I did. I actually put it through the wash, and I put my Swancho, this is the Forevermore poncho. I also put it through the wash because when I tried to wear it a while back, it was actually kind of big on me. So it's interesting how they felted differently, because this is 100% wool. It is not superwash, and it felted quite a bit. I mean, to the point that some of the design, like some of the chevrons, you can really see it over here, some of the chevrons kind of disappeared. But it also made it lighter in weight. It feels lighter to lift, and it made it fluffier and thicker. So it also made it a little bit softer. So this one did some major felting, and now it's at a size that's going to fit me a lot better than the other one, like before I felted it. I am a little sad that the design is not as visible as it once was, but I think I will use it more. But this one was totally different, because the yarn Yoka sent me, which is all the colored yarns, those were for the most part superwash. The black yarn that I striped this with is Knit Picks Palette, which is 100% Highland, Peruvian Highland wool. So when I did this, it did shrink a little bit, not a huge amount, but it did shrink some. It still has a lot of springy elasticity. Some of that's because this is all garter stitch and the other one is not, but it has a lot of springiness. But the black is what felted, the other did not. So I think that plays a big part in it. But the interesting thing is it made this shawl lighter in weight, but it is denser, like thicker feeling, puffier feeling, because I guess it put some air into it. So yeah, it was an idea of what to do with something that's a little bit too big, and it's cozier than it was before. So that was my experimentation that I went through this past week. Now that's what I've been working on this week. What have you been working on? Now, if you saw Wednesday's video, if you missed it, you can click the link right over here and that will take you over to it. But I dyed some yarn. This yarn, these are little mini skeins. They're 10-gram mini skeins that I got for $1.50 at Knit Picks. And that's the regular price, is $1.50. They're only 40 some yards, I think, something like that. You can get them in different yarn weights. You can get them in different fibers, all different types of things, and it's $1.50. If you buy a full skein, of course, it's gonna be more, but it's still pretty cheap. So I did some hand dyeing with some food coloring. So let me show you in case you missed the video and you want to see what they look like. This was going to be purple. This was everybody's overall favorite, was this denim blue. And I have them now in hanks. I didn't show them in hanks the other day. So that is the denim blue that was going to be purple and didn't work out as purple. This was the rainbow color, which I really like. The only one I'm not crazy about is this kind of funny pinkish color, but the rest I really like. And then this is some speckles, and I like this one too. And then we have yellow and green. And there's little bits, you can see there's some darker colors in here. This was, I think it was, I forget what color I put in this. Was it red? I think it was either red or blue. It didn't turn out as red or blue. It came out as a darker kind of brownish gold, which I think is kind of neat looking. There you can see some of the darker green. So I have these 5 skeins. What am I going to do with them? They are going into this. So I'm hoping next week I will have these knitted into the blanket. So now you can see what they look like as hanks. And next week you'll get to see what they look like when they're actually worked up into squares. So that's my goal of what to do with that. So what are our videos coming up this week? We have 2. Tuesday's video will be the last in the series of my master bedroom closet. Well, my side of the closet. I'm not touching Dave's. So my side of the closet. So I will be showing you the shawls that I have in a drawer and how I've organized those, and my pocketbooks, some of which I am selling. So yeah, if you want to see, if you're a pocketbookaholic like I am, yeah, check out the video, because yes, I love I love yarn and pocketbooks. Those are my 2 vices, yarn and pocketbooks. But I have been downsizing with my pocketbooks. So yeah, that's going to be the final in the series on the master bedroom closet. Then we're going to tackle the kitchen. So yes, that'll be starting next week. And you can see the semi-kitchen catastrophe that we've dealt with over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I guess it's been almost 2 weeks now. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned week after next to find out what happened in the kitchen. But this week will be the final on the master bedroom closet. Wednesday's video is going to be a tutorial on blocking the scarf that I made from the Yakima yarn. Now that I'm able to go up the stairs, because I have finished with the torture chamber. No more physical therapy. So I've had, it's 6 weeks past my surgery, and the doctor was happy with how well I'm moving. They'd already started me on some stairs, so now I just have to do at-home therapy on my own and just gradually improve it. So I can go up the stairs now. So Wednesday's video, I am going to block the scarf that I made. The yarn is Yakima, which is part yak that's in the yarn. It's really, really super soft. And that was gifted to me by a yarn shop in Ohio called Creatively Altered. And I knitted up the scarf. It was beautiful. And then I had the surgery and I couldn't go up the stairs to do the blocking. So now that I can, I'm going to do the blocking and demonstrate how to do it, what it looks like, and all that kind of thing. So that will be Wednesday's video. Now it's time for... Now there are several St. Patty's Day sales going on over the weekend. The first one is Knit Picks. Knit Picks has some of their stainless steel needles. They're not on sale that I could see, but they were out of stock of them for a while, and now they've come back into stock again. But they are offering for the month of March, they have 20% off of their Dishy yarn. Dishy yarn is a cotton that you use for dishcloths, washcloths, things like that. So Yeah, 20% off of that. The links to all of these sales are down below in the description box. Lion Brand this weekend is doing the Wheel of Wonder. So if you click on the link down below, it will take you over to their site, and a little like spinny wheel thing will show up. You click on the spinny wheel and it tells you what your discount, it depends on what it lands on, what your discount is. So you can get a discount. Lovecrafts is offering, if you spend $35, you can get 15% off. If you spend $55, you can get 25% off. You do need to use the coupon code LUCKY to get that discount. I'm not sure how long it runs, but you know, they always are running sales. So if you click over there and you don't see that, just keep scrolling down. They've always got something on sale. So that is Lovecrafts. And make sure you check out the clearance section for all of these places, because they run some pretty good clearance stuff. I've gotten some things really cheap. And the last one that I know about is Annie's Craft Store. They are offering 20% off of your order. You do need to use the coupon code PADDY, not Patty, but PADDY, P-A-D-D-Y. And that sale is good through the 19th. So that will be Monday. It ends at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is over at Annie's Craft Store. Those are the sales that I know of right now. And also, if you like Lion Brand yarn, check out Annie's, because they also sell some of the Lion Brand yarn. Sometimes they sell it cheaper than Lion Brand, other times they don't. But if you can get 20% off, and you can get a pound of love, you just never know. Because normally right now, when I checked pound of love, it's running, I think it's $13.99 over at Lion Brand. So, yeah, you get a lot out of that. So it's probably the equivalent of about 4 skeins, because most normal skeins are around 250 of worsted weight. So that one you're getting over 1,000 yards. So it's about the equivalent of 4 skeins. So that's what I have for this week, and I will see you again on Tuesday and on Wednesday. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.